Hey, Shalom, Mashallah. I want to start off souls by giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honestly brothers in the work and truth and sincerity. So I'm gonna title Wickedness, man. So this is I'll read the lyrics, man. You can see who it's written by. August Alsina featuring Rick Ross, right? It says, I'm being honest, baby, don't want no well, obviously, you know that whole August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith thing came out not too long ago, right? And yeah, now apparently there's a new song or whatever, what have you, and this is the lyric for it. It says, "I'm being honest, baby, don't want no strings attached. You don't want a nigga that's going, you just want a nigga that's gonna break your back. All right, I'm half. No, I ain't about to play with that. You left your man to fuck me just to pay him back. Don't you know that's cold hearted? Once you gone, no coming back. Girl, you fucking with a youngin'. I'll be doing shit you like. Don't do talking when I see you. All you hear is love sounds. Going round for round. You want a nigga that take you down. I says I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm a pull up when he dip. He's always thinking about. He always think me and you fucking. If he sees me, he gon' trip. House with no keys. Girl, I know I fucked up your hair. Lay you down and hear it right there. Lay you down and hear it right there. Oh, that ain't my girl, but I got the key to the crib and to a high. Right, she don't want to label shit, but she needs me in her life. I don't have to label shit to fit in her lifestyle. We gon' keep it poppin', shorty. You my little secret. Just took around your head, girl. I ain't taking off. No, it's wrong, but feels right, right? So, no, it's wrong, but feels right, right? And that's that condemnation that he, in that line, and you confess, man, right? You confess, no, it's wrong, but feels right, so you know it's wrong, right? You know, sleeping with another man's woman is wrong, but you still did it, right? Because it feels right. You enjoy it, man, right? And hey, the Lord is going to destroy you. He's going to destroy her, man. Right now, we know Hollywood's all messed up, and they all do that weird, freaky shit. But this is what's being presented to the world, right? And hey, in the ancient world, man, in the ancient world, both of you would have been taken out of the game, right? So I'm going to get the precepts, right? It says Deuteronomy 22:22, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, right? Then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman, right, and the woman, right? So shall thou put away evil from Israel, right? Now, that bit there at the end is important. So shall thou put away evil from Israel, because what? You see a judgment for bad behavior, right? In this kingdom that Esau has set up, right? There is no judgment for bad behavior. In fact, Esau likes and he enjoys the fact that Jacob, what do you call it, are pushing this wickedness, man, onto their own people, right? They're promoting it, right? And what's that gonna do? That's a destruction, man. Man, then what they then gonna do? They're gonna accuse. Scripture say accuse. Right, it's Revelation 12:10. This is, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed, right? Of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night, right? So who's the accuser of our brethren? Esau, man, the so-called white man, which is why he pushes all of these things so that he can then pray to the Most High, like, you see your people, look what your people are doing, right? Because that, hey, imagine this was a song, getting on the so-called Jew. They wouldn't let that song be released, right? However, it's a song about about wickedness, about adultery, right? Glorifying adultery, right? And yet that's allowed to be released. And then what's Esau going to do? They look at your people, look what they doing, right? Trying to pray to the Most High, right? As if the Most High go and hear him, right? And don't get us confused, right? The Most High is going to deal with Jay, man, right? It says Amos 9 and around the 8th verse. Right, it says, but Amos 9 and 8 says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon a sinful kingdom. Right, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Right, saith the Lord. Right, uh, where is it? I think it's a bit further down. Actually, the point that I want. Right, but hey, originally this was talking about Israel, right? But now you can you can apply this to America. America is that sinful kingdom, man, right? You know, where so I was trying to look for that precept. So I'm pretty sure it's in there. Yeah, verse 10. How did I miss that? This is literally at the top, Slakia. It's Amos 9:10 says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right. So for all the wickedness that the children of Israel are doing, the Lord is going to judge them. Those that do not have the cloak, their sins forgiven. Right. The Lord is going to judge them for all the wicked things that they do. Right. This is Zechariah. Which one is that? I've completely forgotten that. 13 and 8, we'll say. Alright, so Zechariah 13 and 8 says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, right, singular, referring to America, right, saith Yahweh, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, the third shall be left, right? So two parts of the children of Israel are going to be destroyed, man. Right, they're going to be destroyed because, look, they're wicked, right? To release a song like that, man, especially after such a public, like once again, we don't, this is Hollywood. Will's a freak, Jada's a freak, that whole family's a freak. It's a family full of freaks, right? So we don't know, but just putting it in the context of, let's imagine this is a real, what do you call, real setting, because you look at Will's face in that interview, man. There's that caption where he's just looking at he was just hurt. You can see in his eyes he was hurt, man, right? And when you read that lyric, man, where is it? It says uh, uh, where is it? Yeah, the second line, right? You just want a nigga. Also, not that gonna break your back. This one, you left your man to fuck me just to pay him back, right? So if it's a thing of she was having revenge sex or whatever because he cheated, well, Israelite man can't cheat. Israelite man can have as many women as he wants, right? So you out of order. That bitch is out of order, man. That nigger woman in general, right? The nigger woman in general, fuck the nigger woman, man, right? What was I gonna get? Get an example, man. This is First Kings 11, right? And one says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which Yahweh power said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, right? So you're allowed to have them as concubines, but you ain't supposed to be falling all in love with them, right? Making them equal, like, to your wives, right? You're supposed to deal with them as it is. As, the concubine, you need box. You get a box. It is what it is, right? It says, but yeah, King Solomon, he fell in love with them, and as the warning is, for surely they will turn away your hearts. That's exactly what happened to King Solomon, right? And that was his sin, right? The fact that he fell after these women and started worshiping their gods, right? Building temples for their gods, right? It says, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his wives turned away his heart, right? So King Solomon had lots of women. There ain't nothing wrong with Israel, well, with a man in general having more than one wife, right? As many wives as he can afford, right? If a man take him another wife, so if I just find this one in the law, there we go. Is this the one? Yeah. This is Exodus 21 and well 10. Yeah, it says if he take him another wife, go straight to the point, right? Her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage shall he not diminish, right? I'm seeing if there's more into this that I can read. Yeah, it's going into the different how to deal with your servants and your slaves. Basically, going into the fact that you can take yourself another wife, right? But notice the point says her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish, right? Because at the end of the day, you've got a duty of marriage as an Israelite. Well, not as a man, you got your woman. The fact did actually say that, yeah, her duty of marriage and her duty of marriage. What's the duty of marriage? Sex, right? You gotta give her the dick, man. You gotta give her the goods, man, right? That's the duty of marriage, right? So a man can take him as many wives as he can afford, right? Which in the kingdom our purses are gonna be, limitless, right? So we can have as many women as we want, right? The scriptures say this as well, right? It's Isaiah 60:22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I Yahweh will hasten it in his time. Right? So when we're in the kingdom of Israel, well, one man he's gonna have a lot of children. But to have a lot of children, you need a lot of wives, right? It's Isaiah 4 and 1, right? It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, right? Saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our approach, right? And to be, called by the name, what is that? That is marriage, right? When a woman starts, takes your name, right? She comes into your household, that's marriage. And what is marriage according to Exodus 22:16? Sex, right? So on that day, 7 representing completion, right? A complete amount of women, right? Basically, however many it is, basically, right? Shall take hold of one man, that's a man of the Lord, right? And why would that be? Because the rest of these people, they're gonna be in a state of confusion, man. What but us, lords will we be those men? Isaiah 33 and 6. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Right, while everyone else is bugging out, we might feel away, but we ain't gonna be bugging out. Right, we're gonna be solid in these scriptures. Right, things are gonna be difficult. Right, the scripture says the time of Jacob's trouble, we shall be saved out of it. So yeah, things are gonna be happening. We might be, a little bit, the flesh. We're in the flesh. The flesh might be a little bit, right? But in the spirit, we gonna be glowing, man, because these are the things that we look forward to, and we know that these pains must come for the baby to be born, right? We know basically using that as an analogy of the kingdom. We know that we must go through a little bit for the kingdom, right? In fact, that's a book of Acts, right? Was Acts 4:22, right? Shall through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High, right? So in that day, right? So in that day, we're gonna be glowing whilst everyone else, right, is gonna be just like completely messed up, right? So women are immediately gonna be like, why is he so, why is he so calm? Why is he so collected? Right? And don't be mistaken, even now women can see the glow, man, right? But guess what? We're in Esau's world, and they, hey man, these women they love Esau's world, right? Whereas we ain't gonna let them have that in our households, man, right? So yeah, point being, an Israelite man can take him another as many wives as he can afford, but you don't read any scriptures talking about what polyamory, which is women being with multiple men, because for a woman, that one man that she deals with is supposed to be her wife, her Satan, her husband for the rest of her life, right? So Jada was going hell off, August was going hell off, right? You know, and they both of them should be taken out the game, man, right? And hey, the Lord will bring judgment as his meat, right? This is Proverbs 6:32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul, right? So whosoever commits adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. Yeah, man, you lack understanding, man, right? Because hey, let me grab this. No, let me find it. Salakia. I think Ecclesiastes or Proverbs. One of the two. Can't find it. Uh right, yeah, Proverbs 30:19. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to read up into that. Yeah, Proverbs 30:18. There be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, four which I know not. Right, the way of an eagle in the air, right, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea. Right, so then this is the fourth one which I know not, and the way of a man with a maid, right? Because the way a man interacts with his woman, that's that's a special interaction, that's a special joining, right? You read uh, 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 Matthew, right, 19:5. It says, "And for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain, so they two shall become one flesh." Right, wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Right, so the Most High joins you together with a woman, man. Right, so hey, for you, for a man to be getting all up and messing up all that, man, hey, there's a judgment to be meet for that, right? So yes, and that's what I'm saying. You lack understanding, man. The way a man will love a woman, because don't forget the man is the glory. So the woman is the glory of the man, pursuant to the book of Corinthians, right? And the glory of a woman is her hair, right? So basically, what's that showing you? That a man will always love a woman more than she loves him, right? So then you go and sleep with that woman, man, you off, man, right? Knowing how you'd feel if it was the same, if it was the other way around, you off, right? It says, "He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul," and we read that in the book of Deuteronomy. Why it's destruction unto your own soul, right? Let me get this, and this one is an important a precept, right? It says Sirach 9:9. It says, "Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms," right? So, obviously now you got to use wisdom. If you're working and all of that, you're at work, and you got a lady manager, then it is what it is. Right? But don't be going out of your way to be sitting with other men's wife, right? Because it's gonna go into why, right? It says, "And sit down, nor sit down with her in thine arms." Right? So, I mean, there ain't no excuse for that. You just all chilling. She's in your arm. You having Netflix and chill with another man's wife. So what the hell are you doing? Right? It says, "And spend not thy money without the wine." Yet, she's plying her with alcohol. You drinking, she's drinking, right? And you already know, man. These women have demons on them, man, right? And the alcohol, when it's in them, then they gonna start trying to move to you, this, that, and the other. You two laughing with each other, then you look in their eyes, right? And that's all it takes, man. All it takes is one look in the eyes, and then you're fucked up, right? And it goes on to say, "Lest thine heart incline unto her." You're right. So you, like, once again, giving the example of looking in the eyes, you looking at her, right? She looks at you, you laugh, and then now you're like, she's all right, and she's looking at you, what, he's all right. It says, "And so through thy desire thou fall into destruction." Right, and that was that desire when you give in to those lusts. And well, really, how I said, he that looketh to another man's, basically, he that looketh at another man's wife has committed adultery in his heart already, right? Because you scheming, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, this, that, and the other, which is why the whole setup in this world is wickedness, man. Right? You ain't supposed to be spending more. You really think about it. Woman working 9 to 5, you spend more time with her than she does with her own husband, man. That's wicked. That's fucking wicked. Because what, after 5, she goes home at 6, 7 o'clock, right? Spends 3 hours with her husband, then they go to bed, right? So he only spends 3 waking hours with her. You spend 8. Wickedness, man. Right? But this is why this man's kingdom has to go down. And this is why we seek a new world. Right on the end of this is Hebrews 13 and 14. Right? It says, "For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come." So as always, Lord's all, I was edifying. Till the next time. Shalom.